Hello everyone, this is FallenDice, and welcome to episode 3 of our new season of Burpcraft Feed the Beast with FallenDice. And I am in the Skelly farm I built, which honestly started out as a simple skeleton farm and spiraled out of control into this. All the blocks, though, are cobble, which is cool. I love that chisel function now. Uh, Basically, I did this to kind of get some bones and some arrows, but in the process, with all these nice fancy magic bows, I actually put this together. Pretty cool. And we have this, and what the cool part of this is Burpcraft is now running with Burp Tech. So we have some cool features like limited spawning areas for mobs like the nether stuff and slimes and things. Endermen can only pick up flowers, stuff like that. But in addition, we can also remelt back armor into ingots. So I can actually turn this into gold and stuff. But I also plan on putting together a set of golden armor for our fight against the Ender Dragon. I just thought it'd be kind of cool to show up and fight him in a complete set of gold armor. um, so yeah, that's this. And it's actually, this is built right over or right by our mine. I mean, like literally right by the mine. There we are. So I found that when I was actually starting to expand this direction. I found the spawner and started building that. So that's pretty cool. We'll head back over there. But what we're going to do today is we're actually going to start work on my base. And I will probably meet you guys there because the tunnel to get there is a little ways. It's about 1,800 blocks from the overworld, so even with the nether passage, it still takes a while. So let's head over there, and I will meet you there in a sec. All right, so here we are. This is where we're going to be building our base. And as you can tell, well, maybe. We could build above water, but no, we're going to be building underwater. We are actually going to be building a giant dome underwater. Basically, if you were to keep it going, it would actually be a full sphere, but we'll only see part of it above ground. Um, and that is where we're going to build our base. 128 wide at these points is what the plan is, but not just one sphere. The plan is to make multiple spheres all in this ocean here, and have them connected to each other with like underground or underwater tunnels using glass. So you basically are walking between the spheres, and each sphere is actually going to be a separate biome. Like we're going to basically, if we build the desert biome, that sphere will have like all the sand in there, cactuses, the dunes. Maybe we'll even put in like another temple, desert temple, stuff like that. But we're going to build all of our different buildings and stuff inside these different biomes. They'll all be interconnected, so I think that'll be kind of cool. A lot of work, huge, an enormous amount of blocks. But like I said, when it's all said and done, I think it will actually probably look pretty cool. And it's a kind of a project where we can work on in sections. So we'll build our first dome, build our initial base inside of it, and then continue to build up more blocks and stuff. And then when we're ready for something else, we'll move on to our next area, start working on the dome there, and we'll just kind of keep adding domes as we build the different parts of our base. So it'll be a giant network of underground domes, or underwater domes, which I think is actually going to look pretty cool. So right now, lots of dirt, lots and lots of dirt, starting to fill the barrels up with dirt. But in addition to dirt, I need sand because I got to make glass. So I'm going to get a bunch of furnaces, maybe turn the floor into furnaces as opposed to dirt. And then just keep those running nonstop to get us enough glass. And then when I'm ready to start actually building our dome, we'll come back and we'll get to work on that. So anyway, that's the plan, and I'll see you when we're ready to start implementation. All right, so we are getting ready to build here. I kind of got a little bit of a start going under here. The first layer of glass is actually a flat space that's at its furthest points, basically 24 blocks wide. So what I'm doing here, and how I plan on doing the rest of this, is I'm going to do all these layers in dirt. And boy, oh boy, am I glad I've got this. But yeah, so I'm doing it in dirt. So I'm going to take the dirt at the exact level what the glass is supposed to be, all the way up to one layer below it. then I'll place the glass. Then I just got to kind of start going around the outside and adding those layers. Once we're done, then we'll be able to come in here with some shovels, and we'll just clear everything out by digging out the dirt. Um, and I'm only going to have to add up until I get to where the ground is here, and then I'm actually going to have to start removing dirt to make room for it. So shouldn't be too hard. But basically, this seems to me to be the easiest way to actually do this. At least I think so far. I've done projects before where I did a lot of underwater work, and it can definitely be a pain. Having the enchants, though, is huge. You know, just it adds that much extra time. And I think if I wanted to, I could stay underwater and it would just continue to... I wouldn't really take the damage that normally you would, but I think it would actually take durability loss, which I don't want to do since I was wearing this for a while, so I don't want it to die. So I'm going to be careful with it. But it's not hard to run up to a surface, you know, put up a torch real fast to get some breathing in. So I'm okay with that. Oops, that doesn't go there. Well, it will eventually, so I guess I could have left it. But yeah, so I'm just going to continue working on this. Maybe as I start to get further along, I can kind of show updates of how it's starting to turn out, how, you know, as it starts to get bigger and bigger. So, but anyway, I'm going to get back to work, and I will see you guys in a few. It is update time again, and as you can see, we've definitely made quite a bit of progress. And let me head down here to kind of show. And originally, I had planned on making this a perfect dome, but what I realized is, you know, how far down it would have to be before it really started to get into its deeper lengths. So as you can see, it slopes down a little more gradually till it gets to the edges, and then it really starts to kind of come down. And I think those are just glitches in the display, because it's the same glass everywhere. It's just some places it's not seeming to render all the way. But that's okay. Right now, I was just checking to see exactly how far, and right now we're 99 blocks across. So we still have another 25 to go. So it's a little ways to go yet. So what I'm realizing is now that we get to this point, most of the upper areas we were using the sand method, and I did go through a bit more iron using my hammer and my excavator. But unfortunately, it's getting expensive. And realizing how much iron I'm going to need for my Gregtech machines, I'm kind of apprehensive to keep going that way. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to make a filler. And I don't want to lose the items, so what I'm planning on doing is we're going to set it up and only do one level at a time. So I'll go through ahead of time, mine out all the surface ores and whatnot, and then we'll set it up and have it just run across. I think the sand and the dirt actually stick around a little bit, so we'll still get those, and the cobble will just fall away. But I've got like 400 or 300 or 400 stacks of cobble, sand, and dirt up there now, so we're getting pretty good on that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do is we're gonna because this is now it's taking me days to get to this point, and I do want to get an episode out. So yeah, so what I'm pretty much gonna do, and also another thing as well. If we look at this point, do I have any? Let me get a few blocks here real quick. I'll show you, but we're pretty much almost at floor level. So what we're going to end up doing as well is I'll probably dig like a bit around. So you can kind of see this. We're almost at ground level. So we're going to go down a bit further with the glass, and I'll maybe make a... Wherever the bottom level is, from there I'll go out 2 or 3 or 4 blocks and then go up so we still can see around. But I do want the, or basically the ground level. That'll be wherever we are when we get to 128 blocks side to side. At that point, that'll be where the wall is. We'll probably make the wall 2 or 3 high, so we'll go down a couple more from there, and that'll be ground level. That way, you know, as you look all the way around, you know, it'll be big. And then we'll go through and start to fill this out. And I'm thinking for our first one, because it's going to kind of be a bunch of stuff. Later on, as we get more of these, we'll move some of the things over to them. But for now, my living quarters, my machines, my farms, everything's going to be in this first biome. And then, like I said, as we progress out, then we'll start to move some of those around. So I'm thinking of going with just pretty much a meadows type of biome. So we'll have some rolling hills. We'll kind of populate that. Some trees, put in a few lakes in here. I'm going to build a mansion as my base house here. And very much similar to some stuff that I used to do back in the day. Haven't done one of those in a while, and I really liked how they look, so I think that'll turn out really well. But the house won't be this episode. But yeah, so we'll do that. We're going to bring animals down here, get some farms going, cows, sheep, pigs, chickens, all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, some IC2 crops and things like that. So, like I said, let's go get the filler, do a little more work. I'd like to kind of get the terraforming done, maybe a few animals to kind of finish this episode off, get like maybe some of the farming going. And then the next episode we work down here, we can actually start to work on our home. So anyway, that's where we are for now. So let me get back to work, and I will be back in a few. All right, so we are quick little update. I've basically gotten to the level that I want to. Whoa. To the level I want to. So we're down to the level 40, but we're actually going to be on level 41. It's going to be the base, because this level here is going to be all dirt, and we'll throw in some hills. So I still got this much to drop down on. This is where we are so far in here. So I think this will be plenty big enough, and I'm realizing that these areas are going away and not coming back. I thought it was like some kind of glitch, but I'm thinking now that maybe this is almost what it's supposed to happen. Because as I would take away more and more blocks from here, they would disappear in sections. So I kind of think that maybe up there, when I get rid of the dirt, that'll disappear, and so you'll just be able to see the water, which is actually kind of cool. You won't actually see any glass. But I'm going to go on the outside and dig down in front of these glasses here, a couple blocks deep. You'll still, at some places, that's obviously we're going to have like the giant mountains of dirt underground. In other places, it's a little bit more flat, so we'll see more of the area around it. But you can definitely see that we've dug down kind of underground, under what the level was, just so we could get deep enough underwater here. So, but yeah, we're definitely making good headway here. It's a crazy amount of work. This is leading somewhere right nearby here. I have a giant ravine, and there's also quite a bit of tunnels under here, and I believe a abandoned mine shaft. So once we get working down here, there's plenty of caving opportunities we have, and some other stuff. But you can see it's pretty much we're surrounded by dirt. So I may at some point go out and do more when I get better equipment, like quantum stuff or things like that, and try to clear more. For now, though, this will be what we got. So anyway, I'm going to continue to work here. And then, like I said, hopefully these edges disappear as well, because it's kind of, I don't like having some of it show and some of it not show. So I may play with the areas around the blocks too to try and get that all to fit, but we'll see. So anyway, I'm going to get back to work, and when I come back, hopefully we'll be able to start terraforming inside of here. And then kind of getting the design for what this biome is going to look like in here. And then we can wrap it up and get ready to start working on our house. So anyway, I will see you guys in a few. All right, so this actually turned out bigger than I was expecting. Like, I knew I wanted 128 by 128, but for some reason, man, apparently I don't know how to build small projects. But on the plus side, we have a lot of room to build in. And the cool part about that is it's really going to honestly allow us to make realistic biomes inside of here. So I just finished this. Got grass almost completely spread through here. I finally made myself a silk touch pick. So it's got 2 auto repairs, silk touch, some extra durability, and haste. So I was able to get some grass. Like I said, it's almost done. Now it's time to terraform. So I kind of, went into a single player world, found me just a regular plains biome, took a few snapshots, and I was about ready to, kind of figured exactly what I wanted it to look like. And then I saw a river cutting through it, and I'm like, that has to happen. So yes, somewhere over here we're going to put a river kind of cutting through from one edge, meandering through, coming out another. Maybe we'll put like farms and things on the other side of that. We got to put in some hills, and maybe one that's a little larger than the others. Maybe up closer towards one of the edges here. I may actually take the dirt up to the dome. I don't know yet. But where that is where I want to build the mansion, which honestly needs to be very large if I do that. And I may have to go back and check to see exactly how big my mansion was. I'm going to kind of use a similar floor plan. Oh, good. I was wondering if the grass would grow under the glass. It does. Good. But yeah, kind of a similar, just so I can get an idea on the footprint that it's going to be. So I have an idea of how big of a mountain I want. But yes, so this is our canvas though. And honestly, I think it's a pretty good canvas. I think when I finally tear that apart, this will disappear. That little streak of visible glass, which I really hate. I don't know if I can get rid of these ones. I basically dug underneath them. I didn't dig underneath at the same time as I got on the other sides. So I don't know. It's okay. It kind of really gives you the feel that you are, looking through windows. So it's not too bad. It's just these small little sections here that are kind of But anyway, so what I'm going to do here is first off, I think I'm going to pick a few sections where I want to have hills, and I'll stack the grass blocks up to that point to kind of figure out where I want to slope it the max height to, and then kind of figure out a path for my river, and I'll dig it down because this is level, so the river will actually dip down, so it might even go down a little further into it. But I've got plenty of space. I'm only at Y level 41 here, so I have a ways I can go down. I'm not limited by that. And then I'll probably pop in kind of as I figure something out or make little progress. We'll pop in and kind of keep doing it, but I'm not gonna like film the whole thing. Or actually, what I might do is I will film the whole thing, and maybe we'll just do a montage of it so you can kind of see how it slowly evolves and turns into what we want it to be. So, all right, well, that sounds like a good idea. So anyway, let me get to work here, and I will be back in a few. So this is the beginnings of our base. And I left it flat back here because that's where we're going to build our actual the mansion, the base area. Put in some hills and things and some trees to kind of break it up. Once I start putting the different things out here, like the farm area and whatnot, I'll do a little more terraforming. This is just kind of for now what it looks like. But actually, I think it looks pretty good. Like I got the river kind of flowing from underneath the dome through here. Got a nice little angle. A little bit of a, nice little up area there. Maybe I'll put some sheep or something up there. Let them kind of in their natural habitat. I don't know. Small little lake over here. We'll kind of do like some pathways leading up over to there. Maybe I'll do some farms up in this area here. I don't know. We'll figure out as we go. But for now, that is the beginnings of our base. This is the beginning of the new Fallen base. And then, of course, once we get this done, get all my stuff moved down here, get some basic machines going. Once I get to the point where I can do, like, say, a quarry, I'll pick the next area out. And this time we'll just completely take it down to nothing all the way around. Lots of space there. And then using a filler, we'll fill it back up with sand, cap it off with maybe some dirt on the top, and then that way I can work from inside a dry area and do this all over again. Then when we're done, we just have to take the bottom edges of the sand out on all the sides, and it'll come apart, and then just take the roof off. I think that'll be a lot easier. I need the space and the resources and the power and things like that. So we'll do that for our next one. But anyway, this is it for here. This is the beginnings of our, like I said, this is the beginning of our base. Next episode, shortly after this, we should release the Nether Hub footage, and then after that, we'll get to work on this. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. All right, so that is episode 3 in the books. It took me a lot longer to get that episode out than I really had hoped it would. It was a lot of work to get that dug out, but I think now that we've got that part done, we can kind of really get to work with the rest of the base. Bad part is, I was looking at my footage from the Nether Adventure, and yeah, I only did get my side. Luckily, my desktop is back. The last half of this was on my desktop, so that's good. Shouldn't have that problem again. But, yeah, we'll go with what we got. So, on the top right screen, we've got footage from our last episode, the beach house. So if you click on that, that'll take you to our playlist for Season 2 of Burpcraft Feed the Beast with FallenDice. And on the bottom right, we see some of our footage from last season. Again, go ahead and click on that if you want to catch up on previous episodes and see kind of what we did before we got to here. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.